just said it normally like that. Do it.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to WNHH-FM's Dateline New Haven. I'm your host, Paul Bass, inviting you to look behind the stories behind the headlines on the stories that make our community tick. And Thabisa makes New Haven tick. So do her talented friends. Thabisa is New Haven's fast-rising singer and performing recording artist, has brought some of those friends with her in the WNHH studio to tell us about the cultural waves they're making. Say good morning to Thabisa and Isabella Mendez-Lira. Did I say that right? All right. Alexis Robbins. And Threads by Tia's Tia Montgomery.
Well.
Thanks for coming in, everyone. Thanks to Young New Haven Hospital for providing support for today's program. So, Thabisa, so nice to see you again after a week you were in last week.
Yes.
And you had some big gigs. How'd that go last week? You had the at the library, you had the Mardi Gras. Was it everything you hoped?
That's all I can say.
Okay.
It was lovely.
It was fat.
It was fat. It was great. It was fabulous.
What was the highlight?
Well, meeting the mayor actually in his space of being a mayor. I've seen him before when he wasn't, and when I saw him again in this gig, I was like, oh yeah, you are now Mr. Mayor. You know, good to see you. A lot actually. I saw a lot of people that I was hoping to connect with, and they were pretty much all there. It was just a
New
great
Haven
event.
felt good for a night before the budget came out. The mayor wear a mayor mask?
No, no. I did put on beads on him.
Oh,
Just
you did.
to get him in.
You put on the beads.
Yeah, I was
get
like,
him in the
you're
feeling.
kind of empty. You need to, be in the festive, mood. So I put in the beads.
And I think it's possible someone in the room still has their phone on with the show, which is on a delay. So that's why we're here in the background. So if everyone could now, after saving it, shut down Facebook, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so Thabisa, you brought some great friends around, some of whom have been in the studio before and not. We're going to find out what they're up to.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit? Why don't you introduce us to Tia?
Yes. Let me just, first of all, thank you, Paul, for having me come again and bring some friends here, people that I love and respect in New Haven. Some, of course, there's plenty more. But I will introduce you to this wonderful gentleman here that I've learned to know and gotten to know within this few years. He does a lot of wearable art. I'll let him tell his story himself, but we have T here, T Montgomery. His name is very interesting. I sometimes, every now and then I do let him know that your name is interesting. So yeah, please, T, you want to tell us who you are? What do you do?
Sure.
And then please get real close to that mic, like you're almost touching.
Yeah, that's right. So I was born and raised in New Haven, and I don't ever really know where to start with this.
But you have a new venture, right? T by Montgomery. What is that?
Threads by T is wearable art, and it's designed to inspire and empower. And a few different paths brought me here. One, I think everyone being on that journey of self-discovery, trying to figure out what your thing is, what your purpose is, what makes you feel good, what fulfills you. I was on that journey trying to figure that out for myself, and I've tried many different things. I've worked in corporate for a long time. I've always done music and anything creative, but it started making sense to do something, I guess, fashion related, because it's something that people always associated me with, whether I associated myself or not. So
you always make clothes?
No, I didn't. I
always
didn't
did
have anything to do with clothes or fashion. Is where I'm getting to. So
yeah, I've heard that you dabbled in music, and in fact are still in the music. You're not just doing clothing. So can you tell us more about that? Because it was a surprise to me. So
well, I'm just an overall creative. So anything that takes an idea and bringing it to fruition, that's really what my thing is.
Right.
But
right.
as far as music goes, it's always been in my life. My dad was a musician, or is a musician, and that's really where I got it from.
Oh, wow.
So I was classically trained when I first started. So I started with clarinet, and just took on more instruments from there. And then as I got older, more so into, I'll say like middle school, I started taking more after my father as far as being a writer. I started writing a lot of poetry, and then I put my poetry to music and started doing it that way.
Right. Can you tell me about I know you work a lot with the West Village
Westville artists?
West Village artists. like a lot of studio people, because I see a lot of your posts. We see your clothes with the Mistinas and the looks when they do their work and they incorporate you and other people. So can you please tell us more about that?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I did a shoot with Mistina at Lotta Studios, which is pretty awesome. One of my favorite shoots so far, actually. We made a great team the way put the patterns together. So she set up the backdrops and everything, and they just all happened to make sense with the clothes that I brought. So it just worked out perfect.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm grateful that community has sort of adopted me. Well, I went to Edgewood School, so technically I was part of
your family. Yeah.
Technically. But yeah, so they've been very inviting and receptive to me and getting me involved in the things going on over there. And I've been receiving a lot of love and a lot of great connections and networking, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I just want to tell people you're listening to Dateline New Haven and Thabisa and Friends on WNHHFM, livestreamnewhaven.org. Bunch of creative people who are in Thabisa's orbit and our orbit, including T. Montgomery, who has a new fashion line. The latest step on his creative journey that's included classical music, other music, poetry. And he set up in Westville. He started with Collab, which is the group, right, that helps enterprises get off the ground.
Yes, they do.
So how did they help you get off the ground?
So Collab was great for me for a few different reasons. I had already started Threads by T at that point and started making some headway into where I was going and where I wanted to go. Even the application process for Collab was pretty enlightening because it made me think about things in a way that I hadn't already as far as establishing business goals.
Yes.
So Collab was both reassuring because it was, proof that I was going in the right direction with what I was doing. And then at the same time, they brought a lot of tools that helped me to build and really, create a solid foundation and as far as where I'm going and what it is that I want to do. So helping with understanding my customer, helping with how I explain threads to customers. The final project with Collab was pitch day. So we created a pitch. It was like 3 to 5 minute pitch to just people, could be investors, could be other people to work with, things like that. But that was a great opportunity too, just helping me to put something together, helping to put my story together to present to the people.
So how do you describe your clothes? What are Threads by T?
It's wearable art, and it's designed to inspire and empower. That's really what it is. So
men's and women?
Everyone, men, women, children, babies, sofas.
Durex too. I saw you've done some Durex, and I'm like, as a sister here needs a Durex, I was like, high five.
I can do that. Durags, bonnets, some backpacks. I made my cap. Really anything. Anything.
You work out of a space?
Right now, I'm working out of my home. I'm trying to figure out what direction I want to go to as far as a space. I'm looking for something I can use as a workshop, and then also as maybe a shop to sell from, something to invite other artists to come work from, things like that.
Oh, that sounds fun. And you also selling online?
I am. So my website is threadsbyt.com. And you can find me, Threads by T, pretty much any social network. I started as doing custom clothing, so bespoke one-of-one pieces where you or a customer would come and we speak about what you want and I'd make it. And now I'm going to the point of having ready-to-wear pieces. So I'm going to set up the online shop through the website where people can just come buy stuff. They don't have to have it custom.
Nice.
So that way I'll do both sides of the business and really be able to get everyone in some threads.
Well, you gave us a video of Threads by T to give us a sense of what you're talking about here on Dateline New Haven and Thabisa and Friends. Harry, let's get a video. I think that's the tap dancing video, if I'm not mistaken, Harry.
No.
Oh, that's the Threads?
Which one?
That's not the right video, right? I think it was going to be video one. Harry, if we don't, Joe's our station manager, is going to cue up the video so we can see. I think it was video one that we were doing, but I'm not sure. No, that's definitely the tap dancing, which we're going to see later in the show at Thabisa and Friends. That's still the tap dancing. Yeah. So we're talking with Thabisa and Friends creatives doing work, and that's the tap dancing. The other one was the other one, but we're looking for the one with the threads by Tia.
And T, your clothing, like they're so colorful, and that you use a lot of patterns, and it's different.
Yeah, so I like, well, when I dress how I dress, I have always dressed how I dress because of how I want to feel.
Yeah.
Never to follow any trends or to, be in or be like anyone else, strictly to feel how I want to feel. So if I ever feel down or if I want to, challenge my confidence or something like that, then I'll throw on some colors or some patterns, and
That's
really
right.
just whatever makes me feel good, feels good on the skin, just all of that.
Okay, I'm going to apologize. I think I didn't give Harry that one video. I'm sorry, but where can people find out about Threads by T and see your work?
Threadsbyt.com, Threads by T on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much anywhere. You can Google it. It'll come right up.
Threads by T, T-E-A. Let's try one more time. Hey, we got it. All right.
Nice.
Here's the Threads by T video. Thanks, Harry Dross on Dateline New Haven.
Hey there, I'm T, and I am the founder of Threads by T. Threads by T is bespoke wearable art, and it's designed with the intention to inspire and empower. So through bespoke art, it gives the clients a way to just make their wardrobe more personalized, more themselves. And the same way that people buy artwork for their houses, for their offices and such, they have the opportunity to do the same for themselves, for their bodies. The whole experience with collab was awesome. It was eye-opening, it was reassuring, it was encouraging, getting to a point where I have an awesome organization that's willing to help me and give me some gems on what I've already built was a true blessing for me.
There you have it, the collab video of Threads by Tia. I'm saying, I keep saying Tia. I apologize.
Just like the drink.
Threads by T, just like the drink. T-E-A. I apologize for that. .com. And we're here on Thabisa and Friends at WNHA. So another one of Thabisa's friends here is Isabella Mendez Lira.
Yes.
You say that right?
Yeah.
Tell us what you've been up. You're going to share a mic there, or
sorry. Hello. Hi. So actually, before I talk about myself, I have a question for T. So do you still do custom?
I do, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Because I am like really enjoyed the design and the layout, and I definitely want some summer dresses from you for performances because it's so like happy, and I love colors, and you can ask like husband, like I have everything color coordinated, and it's so beautiful and happy, and I definitely want that. So I'm glad that you do custom design still.
I'll be happy to help.
For sure. This one? Okay.
Yes.
We're in a very comfortably crowded studio where we're sharing microphones on Dateline New Haven with Thabisa and Friends.
Okay, that's good. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, it's here you
fine. Thanks. So a little bit about me. I'm originally from Brazil. I moved to the United States in 1999 with my parents and my sisters. And since then, Hamden has been my hometown, between Hamden and New Haven. And I just love it here. I love the art. I love the people, and it's been a really great experience. And I'm also like classically trained, but I started with piano and voice. And then once I moved to the United States, that's when I started exploring a little bit more of jazz and some bossa nova and some pop and some different kinds of music. And then since I was little, I always composed and I wrote instrumental music. And then once I moved here, I started writing more lyrics and poetry. So it was just a really exciting transition being in a different country and writing in English, which was kind of fun too, because I was expressing myself in a complete different language and using the influences of that new country to express myself. And at the same time, I still do a lot of cover songs from my native country, which is Brazil. So I have like this mix genre of my original music, which, kind of like T mentioned, is kind of like finding myself and going through the process of discovering like who I am as a person and as an artist. So that's like my original music category. And then there's the bossa nova and the samba, which is more like finding my roots and understanding the songs from my native country. And then the influence of the jazz, which was when I moved to the United States, like jazz and pop and R&B, that was a total different style. So my music's like a blend
of all the things.
Of all of these things.
Yeah. I mean, I agree what you're saying about you like trying to, and T said the same thing about trying to find yourself. Yeah. So it's like, will it ever end though? Because I don't think you are actually finding yourself. You are making yourself. There's no way of trying to find yourself. You are who you are, and you're constantly gonna evolve and change. And that's sometimes what our fans need to realize and know, because there's a lot of this thing when you perform a certain style of music, then you do the next album, and people think, oh, you've changed. We don't like this. And they forget that we need to actually sort of remind them that we are, this is an evolution. We are evolving with them, and they need to evolve with us so that they can accept us when we change or expand and add more things that weren't there before. So now this brings me to my question, Isabella. You also very involved with the community in your own ways, you know, and you're not just a musician, a singer, songwriter, and a composer, but you are also an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
And you are a woman who's owning her own business and who's trying to branch out into the community. Can you tell me more about what is the business?
Sure. So my background is actually in engineering and business. So as similar to T, I also worked in corporate a lot for many years until I now found my my music studio, I Am Music, and that's been such an amazing and rewarding experience. Teaching like the young generation about music, and even if they don't go on to become musicians, just the exposure of learning an instrument and learning about music is so important for their development and you know, as a whole.
Absolutely.
So that's been a really wonderful journey.
How's it going?
It's been great. I mean, I finally started doing this full time as of July of last year, so it hasn't even been a year of
it's still a baby.
Full time. It's still a baby, but it's very rewarding. I have amazing families, and I get to meet so many different students, adults and children.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you take adults.
Yes, I do. Okay. And it's been wonderful learning how to be your own marketing person, administration, and
tell me about it.
Right, all the business aspects of it, in addition to creating lesson plans and developing as a musician and as an educator as well. Yeah. It's
really nice to actually have you guys here, because I also know that we have a lot in common, and we are all not just musicians and that it ends there. We are artists, you know, fully in our own rights, and we are branching out, trying new things that we've never done before, things that otherwise other people may say it's not on your lane, you know, and we like, whatever, I'm gonna put my foot and do what needs to be done to grow. So I really see that happening with all of you guys. And another thing is that it's very important for artists to realize that they need more than one line stream of income in order for them to survive the industry, because it's hard, you know. And I see you guys are doing that, right? You're not just doing one thing, and I'm also not just doing one thing. I'm trying to branch out in other things. So tell me, so you have been busy. I know this. Yes. Tell me, how do you balance that with? Because you just got married. Dum, 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 dum. Yes. How are you balancing that? And your husband is a musician too. Tell us.
Yes. So
give us some tea.
I recently did get married, and he's also a musician, and I think he and I are very similar in the sense where we both have that entrepreneurial mind, and we also are both very creative in nature. We're also both workaholics, which works really well for our balance because we're constantly working. But a lot of the times, you know, we sit side by side and we reserve an hour. You know, he's going to work on his project, and I'm going to work on mine, and we save a little bit of that time. Yeah. But then we collaborate, like we do several concerts together. Like we have, we perform at Elm City Market, which is right here in New Haven. So we do the Sunday brunches together. We do a lot of private events together. So we kind of complement each other in that way. Yeah. And I mean, we find the balance every day, right? It's a constant journey and reassessing and finding different productivity tools and finding what's the best way. But also, I think it's important finding a little time to rest. Yes. And just taking a little time to yourself, even if it's a few hours, or we'll plan, let's take this weekend to just, you know, go for a trip and take our time and then come back. And self-care, yes, because we both love working. Yeah. So, but self-care is
is very important.
Very important.
Right, right.
Thank you for asking that question because it's important.
And Flavo in his own right, he's his own artist, his own musician himself, and he's a very brilliant guitarist and bassist, right? Because he plays bass as well.
Yes, so his primary instrument is the bass, and he actually just released an album, Coffee, Gold, Sugar, Cane, which you can find on Spotify.
Okay.
And iTunes and all the available distributors. And it's amazing. It's a really nice mix of some of his original music, some of Brazilian music, but also some Latin music from all different countries in South America. And I believe, and he's listening right now, so he can tell me, but I believe it's something like 23 different artists from the world in one album.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a huge number of artists, and it's a beautiful collaboration of music. So it's Coffee, Gold, Sugar, Cane by Flávio Lira.
Coffee, Gold, Sugar by Flava.
Sugar Cane.
Sugar Cane.
I like that title a lot.
It's a fun title,
When are you working on your other album? Because you gave me your album and it's lovely. We played it home, and I love your voice. I tell you this all the time. Your sounds so beautiful, vulnerable, sweet voice. I just love it. I love hearing you play. I love hearing your presence, your energy in music. When are you recording?
So this year, my project is going to be mostly towards education, and what I would like to do is to release a book and an album of my original music when I was younger. So I found this cassette tape of songs that I wrote when I was about 10, 11 years old.
Wow.
And I'm transcribing them into sheet music to inspire my students, and also as my own little project, because it's really interesting to see what I worked on as a child. So my goal is to have this book published by the end of the year and to release the album. So it's just solo piano, all original music, and it's called Songs from My Childhood.
Wow.
So that's my project this year, but my hope the following year is to create a little bit more of my original music in a sense of like songwriting and jazz, more of like the early, influence.
Right.
Or later influence, rather.
Later influence, yes. Wow, that's lovely. That's lovely to hear. And I'm also just curious a little bit.
Sure.
When you and Flavo play, and you get people like myself and others who become your dying fans, and we just want to just mob you, who gets jealous? Who goes, hey, you hugged a little bit longer than I needed you to? Because, fans, when we love our musicians, we just want to talk to them for hours and hours and don't want to share them. And that can happen sometimes. Do you guys run into those kind of situations where you feel like, okay, he's talked a little bit too long now?
Oh, that's interesting. We actually don't feel too much jealousy. I think we really like support. I mean, we may play a little bit like as you are. It's like a joke, but we don't usually get jealous. I think because we inspire each other a lot.
Nice.
So seeing when he's being successful and at his performance,
he's
so inspiring to me, and vice versa. So I think we don't usually get that. Maybe like as a fun
silly question.
Just like, but it's fun. Yeah, you never know. But not for us. Like we're pretty balanced in that way.
All right, that's
important.
Isabella.
Yeah.
And you're listening to Dateline New Haven, Thabisa and Friends on WNHH FM. A whole bunch of friends who are helping make cultural waves hit our shores in New Haven with Thabisa. And we're going to watch now a video that Isabella, Harry Droz has queued it up. A video of Isabella playing some of that music she's talking about right here at Lyric Hall in Westville.
Nice.
Você vai ver, você vai implorar, me pedir pra voltar. Eu vou dizer, desta vez não vai dar. Eu fui gostar de você, dei carinho e amor pra valer. Dei tanto amor, mas você queria só prazer. Você zombou e brincou com as coisas mais sérias que eu fiz quando eu tentei com você ser feliz. Era tão forte a ilusão que prendia o meu coração. Você matou a ilusão, libertou meu coração. Hoje é você que vai ter que chorar, você vai ver. vai implorar, me pedir pra voltar, eu vou dizer, desta vez não vai dar. Eu fui gostar de você, dei carinho e amor pra valer. Dei tanto amor, mas você queria só prazer. Você zombou e brincou com as coisas mais sérias que eu fiz quando eu tentei com você ser feliz. Era tão forte a ilusão que prendia o meu coração. Você matou a ilusão, libertou meu coração. Hoje é você que vai ter que chorar, você vai ver. Você vai ver.
Wow. 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 That's all I'm going to say. This song is so beautiful. I wish you understood the language. You know, I just asked Isabella what it meant. This is a sad love story. You know, love comes in different forms. It's happy, sad, and sometimes a little bit tragic for others. This song talks about this woman who is in love with this guy, this man, and this man is not receiving the love. And basically the woman is just telling him, you know, pretty much you're going to miss me. You know, you're going to miss me. You're going to miss this kind of, you're going to wish you had this kind of love. Welcome back. This is WNHHFM. I am with my friends here, Thabisa and friends at the studio with Paul, of course. I am going to talk to my other friend. She is a mover. She's a shaker. She's a trailblazer. She does. Listen. You no need to shake right now. Right now, you breathe in and out, and you just tell us all about you because everybody is waiting to hear about you. I have Alexis Robbins here.
Hey.
Alexis, hi, Alexis. Welcome. Welcome
Thanks
to the
for
studio.
having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for coming. I would love for you to tell us. My listeners, I know they're waiting to hear more about you. They've seen you share some posts on Facebook. They've seen you in collaborations with other artists, but they don't know who you are, where you come from. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Wakefield, Rhode Island, which is only like an hour and a half away.
Nice. And how long have you been here? You know, want to go a little bit more detail how you got here?
So I went to school at Hofstra University, which is on Long Island, and
Mhm.
then I continued to live in New York for 3 years.
Mhm.
And then my partner got a job here.
Nice.
So we moved here August 2018. So
Oh.
it's been like a year and a half,
Mm.
approaching 2, and we're loving it, and we're staying.
All right.
Officially, we just learned that. So woohoo.
Perfect. Perfect. That's a funny story that you moved here because your partner found work here. That's another thing that I have in common with you. You know that I moved here because of my partner finding work here. That's why
okay.
we were here. It wasn't really part of my plans. And
Same.
that's interesting that you say that, you know. And I think that thank goodness that he had to move here because of that. We would have missed out on the germ.
Yeah,
you know?
I wouldn't have met you.
You know what I mean? So I'm so happy for that. You know, you mentioned that at 2018 you were. I know that you were featured as a choreographer in 2018 at the. Is it NACMO? What is it called?
NACMO.
NACMO. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
NACMO stands for National Choreography Month. It happens every January.
Okay.
It happens all over the United States.
Mhm.
There was like a Connecticut version this year. The New York one is like really big.
Mhm.
But there's a Boston one. There's stuff in California, and they're trying to like make it happen in like almost every city.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was invited choreographer that year to make like a 10-minute long piece for
Oh.
their like featured performances, which were
Nice.
at the Mark O'Donnell Theater in Brooklyn
Oh, okay.
that February. So essentially, the idea is you spend the entire month of January making something brand new, and they send out these like daily prompts to help you make stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're just supposed to like show what you made.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's-
it's a fun process, and it's a really fun organization.
Right.
And yeah, so if you're interested, and it's not just for professional dancers, like anyone can participate in National Choreography Month. The idea is that you just make anything in January, basically.
Yes.
You have the month of January.
Right.
Yeah, it's a super fun concept.
Okay. So here's the thing that I've noticed over the past months of knowing you, and which is the same mistake I've done too, is to assume that you're a tap dancer, full stop. And that's
Nope.
not true. Can you tell us more what you do?
Yeah, so I am equal parts tap and contemporary dancer.
Nice.
Contemporary can be a weird word, so sometimes that really means modern dance because I'm not a commercial contemporary dancer.
Right.
So I have a modern dance background. I have a BA in dance from Hofstra, which was very modern and ballet heavy. So yeah, I define myself as like equal parts tap and contemporary, and both of those things inform the other for me in my body and in my creative self at all times. So I'm never just one or the other, even though there are certainly times where like I kind of have to be one or the other. But I'm always both of those things all the time.
Right. Okay. Well, tell me, like I said, like I was telling my viewers, my friends are involved in the community one way or another, and this is what I love about being in New Haven. This is why I love hanging out with people that are like me, or rather will inspire me to be better. And I do know that you are involved in the community one way or another. Can you tell me more about your involvement in the community?
Totally. So I started teaching open drop-in adult tap classes a few months after I moved here, because I got here and I was like, there's no tap dance. Like, what's going on? So I just like wanted to make it a thing. So I've been in a few different spaces in Erector Square, but and right now I'm in Studio I, which is in Building 5 on the 3rd floor. So yeah, I've been teaching weekly drop-in classes, and I've met so many people who just like see a flyer and show up. Which is awesome. I've certainly been working more so with like the 55 and up crowd, which has also been really great.
That's really good,
because I learned so much from them, because like they've obviously been living here for a while. But even like people from Hartford, people from Middletown have been like coming to my classes, which is so great. So actually teaching those classes inspired me to apply to Citywide Open Studios last year, because the theme was older but younger.
Yes.
So I made a piece called Generations of Rhythm. I got the commission, made a piece called Generations of Rhythm with older people that come take my classes.
I love that a lot.
And it was so like that was so fun.
No, I really, really love that you are actually working with the older generation, because I always feel like they are left behind in a lot of things that we do.
Totally,
right?
Yeah.
Everything's so youth orientated and all of that. And like I work with a lot of youth, and you work with the youth as well. And you too, you work with youth. So it's like sometimes we tend to forget the elderly, and I don't think that's quite fair, totally. Since they looked after us at some point.
Right.
And now we need to show them what we know now. So this is where the miscommunication gets actually with us in the older generation. We find that we always had bad heading, because we are not sharing our youthfulness and our trends and our, what's new now with them, so that they get current with things and they can also evolve to where we are.
Yeah.
And you teaching them, I think that's just a brilliant thing to do. I really commend you for that.
That's a great way to put that. Yeah. And because I'm constantly learning, like I'm teaching them something they don't know, but I always leave my own classes like having learned something from them, which is just like such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Generations of Rhythm project was a really fun way to connect with a smaller group of them on a much deeper level.
Right.
And as well as some musicians. And I mean, that piece was so fun, and I can't say it quite yet, but I think it's coming back. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I started doing was hosting community tap jams with live music.
To ask you.
At the Whitneyville Cultural Commons. We've successfully done 2 of those, and actually the next one is this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. Whitneyville Cultural Commons. It's a potluck. It's a jam. It's just like such a fun time. And actually Isabella, who's here with us right now, has played. Isabella and Flavio, her husband, have played at both of the past 2 jams, which has been a giant treat, because they're obviously amazing musicians, as you just saw.
And Jocelyn, right?
And Jocelyn Pleasant, oh my goodness, she's a force to be reckoned with. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have words for that woman. Oh my God. yeah, I'm lucky that they said yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. Yeah. So essentially, the jam is meant to bring dance and music together, but also to let anyone and everyone come dance or just come listen to amazing music and eat food. Like you don't have, there's no pressure to do anything.
Right.
Like it's a hang. It is. That's all it is.
Right.
I mean, we're celebrating jazz by playing jazz music. We're playing jazz standards. We're tap dancing. You know, so we're celebrating that African American art form that was born here. But at the same time, like you can just come have a piece of cake and listen and come and go when you want. It's like super chill. So yeah, so I recently got a little bit of support from the New Haven Arts Council and the Connecticut Office of the Arts. I'm so grateful because I've totally been like doing this all out of my own pocket, and now we have a little bit of
I was
little
gonna
bit of
say
support.
It must be expensive, to do it on your own.
Yeah. I just was relying on like people hopefully being generous at the door, because it's also, I don't want anyone to be turned away. So it's definitely like a sliding scale. It's just like a pay what you can, like pay whatever you feel like type situation. So because I want everyone to feel welcome and to want to be there. You know, so but the support I just received is going to make the next few like way more feasible on my end, which is like really amazing. So, and I get to support the musicians and like pay them what they should be being paid.
Exactly. Thank goodness for Connecticut Office of the Arts, right? Supporting us, and the Arts Council trying their best to make sure that we put bread on our tables, and also we actually get to grow as musicians, because that's what that money does. It's not just sitting there going to our accounts and just being misused. It's actually helping us to evolve, you know, and expand our talents and all of that. So I'm really happy that you guys are here to share all of these stories, and also to be in testament and about all these other agencies like the Arts Council and Connecticut Office of the Arts, you know, and others that in the community that actually support us and make us who we are today. So I would like to for everybody to actually go to Whitneyville on Sunday, Whitneyville Cultural Commons. It's 1253 Whitney Ave. It's on Sunday, March 8th, right?
Yes.
3:45 till 6 p.m.
Yeah. Doors are going to open at 3:45. Just come bring whatever food you want to bring, and then we'll start jamming at 4. And it's super chill. Like you request the song that you want, and then if they know,
myself to go
if they know it, they play it. If they don't know it, you find a compromise, and we figure it out. Like it's so relaxed. It's so chill.
Wow, thank you so much, Alexis.
Thank you.
Should we take a 55-second look and sound of what it looks, what it sounds like, what it looks like?
Yes.
The video we got from the Tap Jam.
Yes.
Harry Drost.
Yeah, this is from the February jam.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. You are listening to WNHH FM, Thabisa and Friends. I am happy to be here. Oh my goodness, let me tell you something. Something is amazing. Something amazing is going to happen. March 6th. This you have never seen before. You know, we're going to have Isabella. You know her music. It's got the Brazilian influence. She is Brazilian, of course. And it's got those pop features, it's got those jazzy features. And myself, of course, I'm going to be there in collaboration with her doing my music with Alexis. Have you seen this happening before? No. So we're going to show you how it's done. So show up. Show up at the Grand Ave Bridge, right? Am I saying it right, correctly? Yep. Grand Ave Bridge on March 6th between 5 and 8.
So this is a party because they're about to close the Grand Avenue Bridge for 18 months to fix it.
Yes.
What a great idea to have some of the most talented people around having a party to say, we're going to have a better bridge. We're not happy it's closing for now, but we're a community and we're together.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think they're missing one element.
What is it?
I think everybody should go wearing styles from Threads by T.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. We should talk. If not, I will wear his stuff.
Okay. But I feel that'll make it a
We'll
tricky
wear
thing.
costumes for us.
So this, I feel like I want to get a hand vote here. So we did an episode here officially of Dateline New Haven, but it was really Thabisa and friends. I think Thabisa is ready to fly solo. Doesn't need me here.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a radio star in the making. What do we think? Anyone say aye?
Aye. Yes.
Okay.
No pressure.
Any nays? Okay, done.
Definitely personality for it.
Well, thanks for joining us today
Wow.
on what was technically Dateline New Haven, but really the inaugural Thabisa and Friends on
Yes,
WNHH-FM,
Thabisa.
your home for community radio. We got to visit with some of the most talented people in town, a lot of new energy. What I love is the new energy in New Haven. And so I want everyone to go to threadsbyt.com to get some of the greatest new wearable art in town. We're going to Alexis Robbins take tap dance, modern dance, and come to the party this Sunday night at Grand Avenue Bridge. Isabella Mendes.
KAMRdance.com.
Excuse me?
KAMRdance.com.
Yep. And Isabella Mendes
right.
Lira. IsabellaMendes.com.
And
so the great-
ThabisaMusic.com.
All right. We also want to thank the miracle man behind the controls, Harry Droz, the station manager, WNHH. We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Experience performing I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free from the group CD, A Plea for Peace. This is Paul Bass and Thabisa inviting you to fly free with us all day and all night long here at WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.